From a simple plebeian to the mother of a Roman emperor. Today's curiosities are about Saint Helena. Here are 11 facts about her. 11. Humble origins. Saint Helena was born into a plebeian family in Bithynia, a region of the Roman Empire located in what is now Turkey, specifically near the Sea of Marmara. During the 3rd century, Bithynia was a Roman province, and although Helena came from humble origins, her life demonstrated that great feats can come from those with a modest start. The lack of details about her early life makes it difficult to establish an accurate biography, but it is believed she was born around 248 AD, at a time when lower classes had few opportunities for social ascent. The Roman Empire was in full expansion at the time, and provinces were under strong Roman influence, with many cities being centers of culture, trade, and also faith. Although Saint Helena came from a modest family, her destiny was about to change radically. Her beauty and virtues caught the attention of Constantius Chlorus, a military tribune who would become one of the most important Roman leaders of his time. Marrying Constantius was the turning point in Helena's life, as she would have her son, Constantine, who would become the first Roman emperor to convert to Christianity. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, subscribe so you don't miss any curiosities about the saints. 10. First wife of Constantius Chlorus. Saint Helena was the first wife of Constantius Chlorus, a Roman military officer who would later become emperor. Constantius Chlorus was a military tribune of humble origins but with great potential and political skill, which allowed him to rise through the ranks of the Roman Empire. He married Helena when she was still a young woman from plebeian origins, and their marriage marked an important point in her life, despite the difference in social status between them. Helena's marriage to Constantius Chlorus was significant not only because of the union itself but also because from this relationship was born the future Roman Emperor Constantine, who would be pivotal in the history of Christianity. Constantine, the future first Christian emperor, would grow up under the influence of his mother Helena, who played a crucial role in his education, particularly in his moral and religious formation. Throughout Constantine's childhood and youth, Helena exerted a strong influence on him, establishing a deep bond with her son, which would later bring her great honors. However, Helena's marriage to Constantius Chlorus did not last a lifetime. When Constantius was pressured into an arranged marriage with Theodora, the daughter of one of the Roman emperors, their marriage was dissolved, and Helena lived away from the imperial court. Even after the separation, Helena maintained a close relationship with her son Constantine, who continued to respect and honor his mother. Her influence on him was so great that when Constantine ascended to the throne as emperor, he elevated her to a remarkable status, granting her the title of Most Noble Woman and later the title of Augusta, one of the highest honors given to women in the Roman Empire. 9. Challenges in marriage. Saint Helena's marriage was marked by significant challenges, mainly due to her husband's political rise and his need to consolidate his power within the Roman Empire. Although the couple formed a union based on respect and friendship, the political situation led to complications that directly affected Helena's life. Constantius Chlorus was an ambitious and skilled military tribune who would eventually become one of the Roman emperors. However, his rise to power required strategic political alliances, which led to challenges in his personal life. At a critical point in his career, Constantius was pressured by Emperor Maximian, one of the empire's greatest leaders, to marry Theodora, a noblewoman and relative of the emperor, in order to secure political stability and strengthen his position within the empire. This marriage was a political decision, and the pressure for this union was a blow to Helena, who was sidelined, despite being his legitimate wife and the mother of his son Constantine. This challenge brought some distance between Helena and Constantius, but she did not allow this to divert her from her essential role in raising her son. Although her husband married Theodora and distanced himself from Helena, she remained an important presence in Constantine's life, educating him and strengthening her bond with him, which later resulted in the great trust Constantine had in his mother. While the separation was not caused by a failure in the marriage or lack of affection, Constantius's focus on his political rise and the need to secure key alliances for the Roman Empire led Helena to a secondary role in the imperial court. Nonetheless, she never lost her respect for Constantius and, over the years, continued to support her son Constantine in his journey to become a prominent figure in the Roman army. Leave your prayer requests in the comments so that Saint Helena may intercede for them before God. 8. Education of Constantine. During the time when her husband, Constantius Chlorus, was away due to his new marriage to Theodora, Saint Helena dedicated herself fully to the education of her son, Constantine. Despite her modest origins and the limitations imposed by her social status, she played a crucial role in Constantine's formation. Helena was a devoted mother who instilled in her son not only intellectual education but also virtues of courage, discipline, and leadership, which would be essential for his future career in the army and as emperor. Constantine spent his youth away from the imperial court, but under his mother's guidance, he received a solid education, focusing both on military skills and principles of governance and administration. Helena, as a simple woman, played a key role in ensuring her son was well prepared for the challenges of an uncertain future, especially considering that Constantine would eventually have to compete for power with other claimants to the throne. The bond between mother and son was strengthened during this period. Saint Helena, with her unwavering faith and strong character, passed on to Constantine not only the skills necessary for military and political life but also values that helped him become a respected leader. Although Christianity was still a persecuted religion in Rome at the time, many scholars believe that Helena had a significant influence on the development of her son's spirituality, who would later convert to Christianity. Helena also knew how to balance her dedication to the faith with the need to prepare Constantine for the role of emperor. When he began to rise through the military ranks, his behavior and the choices he made reflected the lessons and influence of his mother. Moreover, Saint Helena, with her generous and pious character, likely helped shape Constantine's vision of the importance of promoting justice and faith, which would be reflected in his policies as emperor, especially in regard to supporting Christianity. 7. Rise to the throne. Constantine's ascent to the Roman throne is one of the most remarkable moments in Roman history, and it had a direct impact on the life of his mother, Saint Helena. After the death of his father, Constantius Chlorus, in 306, Constantine was proclaimed emperor by the Roman legions in Britain, marking the beginning of his journey toward absolute power and, eventually, the transformation of the Roman Empire. Constantius Chlorus died in York, Britain, where he had been on a military campaign. When Constantius passed away, he did not leave a clear successor, and his son Constantine, who had already stood out for his military skill and leadership, was acclaimed emperor by the troops in Britain. This proclamation was a decisive moment for Constantine, who until then was not considered a direct successor to the Roman throne. He was still viewed as a young military leader without a clear path to the empire, but the loyalty of the British legions and his own charisma and leadership transformed him into the legitimate candidate for power. Constantine's rise to the throne was significant not only because it marked the first step toward his eventual unification of the Roman Empire under his rule, but also because of its impact on his mother, Saint Helena. With Constantine's ascent, Helena ceased to be a woman removed from the court and was brought back into the political and imperial life. Her son, now emperor, honored her with great titles and status, granting her the title of Most Noble Woman and, later, the title of Augusta, placing her among the most respected figures in the empire. This recognition by Constantine was a way of honoring the fundamental role she played in his life, especially in his education and formation, which were crucial to his success as a military leader. Despite the political tensions and internal struggles Constantine would face to consolidate his power, his rise to the throne marked the beginning of a new era, both for him and for the Christian Church, which would be profoundly transformed under his reign. From the moment of his proclamation as emperor, Constantine began to seek the unification of the empire, and his quest for peace and stability also led him to adopt a policy of religious freedom, culminating in the famous Edict of Milan in 313, which allowed Christianity to be officially recognized in the Roman Empire. 6. Conversion to Christianity. The conversion of Saint Helena and her son Constantine to Christianity was a crucial event, not only for their personal lives but also for the history of the Roman Empire and the Christian Church. Until the early 4th century, neither Helena nor Constantine were Christians. Although Helena had great respect for the religious traditions of the empire, she had not yet converted to Christianity, nor had her son. This situation dramatically changed during a period of conflicts and power struggles in the empire. The turning point came during the famous Battle of the Milvian Bridge in 312, between Constantine and the usurper Maxentius, one of the contenders for the imperial throne. The battle was decisive for Constantine's rise to absolute power in the Roman Empire. According to historical accounts, before the battle, Constantine had a vision that would transform his life and that of his mother. He saw a shining cross in the sky, accompanied by the inscription in hoc signo vinces, "In this sign, you will conquer." Interpreting the vision as a divine message, Constantine felt that he should adopt Christianity as his faith and carry the symbol of the cross as his war banner. Constantine ordered that his army's standards be adorned with the symbol of the cross, believing that with divine assistance, he would defeat his enemy. The battle, which seemed to favor Maxentius, turned in favor of Constantine, and he emerged victorious. This event was interpreted as the confirmation of the vision and a clear sign of divine protection. Constantine's victory had a profound impact on the history of Christianity, as from that moment on, he became a defender of the Christian faith. In 313, Constantine and Licinius, the emperor of the East, signed the Edict of Milan, which granted religious freedom throughout the empire, allowing Christians to practice their faith without fear of persecution. Constantine's conversion also impacted his mother, Saint Helena. Although she had already shown sympathy for Christian beliefs, her full conversion to Christianity occurred after her son became emperor and adopted Christianity as his official faith. From that moment on, Helena dedicated herself fervently to promoting the Christian faith, undertaking various charitable works and helping to build churches and monasteries, especially in holy places like Jerusalem. 5. Edict of Milan. In 313, Emperor Constantine, along with co-emperor Licinius, issued the Edict of Milan, one of the most significant milestones in the history of Christianity and the Roman Empire. This decree, which came after Constantine's victory over Maxentius at the Battle of the Milvian Bridge, guaranteed religious freedom to all citizens of the empire, allowing Christianity to be practiced openly and without restrictions. Until then, Christians had lived under severe persecution, with many being martyred or forced into secrecy. The Edict of Milan represented a radical change, ending the policy of religious persecution that had prevailed in Rome. The text of the edict not only granted Christians the right to practice their faith freely but also ordered that all properties confiscated during previous persecutions be returned to Christian churches. Furthermore, it established that Christianity would be treated equally to other religions in the empire, with the right to build temples and hold public worship. This new stance reflected not only the growing influence of Christianity in the empire but also a personal decision by Constantine, who, after his own conversion, officially supported the religion. The Edict of Milan had profound consequences for the Christian Church. It opened the doors for the expansion of Christianity within Roman territory, which ceased to be a persecuted religion and became officially recognized. This act also marked the beginning of a new era, in which Christianity began to institutionalize and gain support from imperial power. Additionally, the edict established Christianity as a legalized religion, paving the way for Constantine to become a major patron of the Church, supporting the construction of churches and encouraging the conversion of other peoples. 4. Exploration of holy sites. Saint Helena, during her pilgrimage to the Holy Land, played a crucial role in discovering significant Christian relics, including the true cross of Christ. After her conversion to Christianity and her religious fervor, she decided to make a journey to Palestine with the aim of venerating the sacred places and deepening her understanding of the events in the life of Jesus. This journey, which took place around the year 326, became an important milestone in the history of the Church. In Jerusalem, Saint Helena oversaw excavations that, according to tradition, led to the discovery of the true cross. During these excavations, the Bishop of Jerusalem, Saint Macarius, and Helena's collaborators found a series of crosses. It is believed that by placing the crosses in contact with a sick man, one of them healed him, which was interpreted as a sign that it was the cross of Christ. With this, the true cross was identified, and fragments of it were later distributed to various churches around the Roman Empire. In addition to the discovery of the cross, Saint Helena also ordered the search for other sacred places related to the life of Jesus. She had the cave where, according to Christian tradition, Jesus was born, and the site on the Mount of Olives, where Jesus is believed to have ascended to heaven, explored. These discoveries helped consolidate Christian devotion to the holy places and promoted the construction of various churches and basilicas, such as the Basilica of the Nativity in Bethlehem and the Basilica of the Ascension on the Mount of Olives. 3. Construction of churches. Saint Helena, moved by her deep devotion to Christianity and her desire to spread the faith, was responsible for building several churches, some of the most significant in the context of Christian history. After her pilgrimage to the Holy Land, she dedicated much of her life to creating temples that marked the sacred places in the life of Christ, ensuring these sites became centers of worship and prayer for Christians worldwide. The Basilica of the Nativity in Bethlehem was one of the most important of these constructions. Located at the exact spot where, according to Christian tradition, Jesus was born, the church was commissioned by Saint Helena after the sacred cave was identified. The construction of this basilica, which began in 326, became a milestone in Christian history, not only for its religious importance but also for its contribution to the preservation of one of the most venerated sites by Christians. It was built over the cave of Jesus' birth, which was carefully preserved and now lies beneath the church's altar. This sanctuary became an important pilgrimage destination for Christians worldwide and remains to this day one of the oldest and holiest Christian worship sites. Another major project of Saint Helena was the Basilica of the Ascension, located on the Mount of Olives in Jerusalem. This site, which according to tradition is where Jesus ascended to heaven, also received Saint Helena's attention, and she ordered the construction of a church to mark the event. The basilica, completed in 335, became a symbol of Christ's ascension and the hope of the resurrection, offering Christians a place of reflection and devotion regarding one of the deepest mysteries of the Christian faith. In addition to these, Saint Helena helped build several other churches and religious buildings, both in Palestine and in other regions of the Roman Empire. She also encouraged the construction of monasteries and other places of worship, always with the goal of strengthening the Christian faith and ensuring that the sacred sites would be preserved for future generations. 2. Patroness of Archaeologists. Saint Helena is widely considered the patroness of archaeologists due to her remarkable work in discovering and preserving sacred relics, especially during her pilgrimage to the Holy Land in the 4th century. Her dedication to locating and preserving sacred sites associated with the life of Christ and other Christian figures, as well as seeking religious artifacts, established her as a key figure in the history of Christian archaeology. Saint Helena's work was pioneering because, in seeking and protecting these sites, she helped establish the importance of archaeology in Christian tradition. She not only cared about locating the relics but also ensuring that the sacred places were adequately protected and became pilgrimage destinations for the faithful, contributing to the preservation of Christian history. 1. Death, Canonization, and Liturgical Feast. Saint Helena passed away in 330 AD at around 80 years of age. She died at her residence, probably in Constantinople, where she was near her son, Emperor Constantine. Her death was followed by great reverence, and her remains were initially placed in the crypt of the Church of the Apostles in Constantinople. Later, her remains were transferred to Rome, where they are still kept in the Vatican as part of her veneration. The canonization of Saint Helena occurred quickly after her death, and she was recognized as a saint due to her immense contribution to Christianity, especially for rescuing sacred relics, building churches, and her work in promoting the Christian faith. Saint Helena's feast day is celebrated on August 18th. This day was chosen to commemorate her death and honor her life of devotion and her deeds for Christianity. The liturgical celebration of Saint Helena occurs in many Christian traditions, including the Catholic, Orthodox, and Anglican churches. This day is an opportunity to reflect on her life of faith and service to the Church and to ask for her intercession before God. And we have reached the end of yet another story full of curiosities. Don't forget to leave in the comments which saint you'd like to see here on the channel. See you next time.